You know, there's one thing that really does bug me about negative people. You could tick literally every box in the world that there is to tick, but negative people, haters, toxic people, whatever you want to call them, they will always, without a doubt, find something that they can throw in your face. And it's all in an attempt to belittle you, make you feel less worthy, make you feel like less of a human being. And we know that stigma is very prominent in balding, but not just that. It is a fact that we are in a toxic society regardless of what the topic is. It could be a woman's curvature, it could be a man's hair. It could be the fact that you don't look like a fitness model with 1% body fat all year round. This superficial backwards mentality that our society has developed has put us normal people into a position where we have very unreal expectations. We feel like if we don't meet society's criteria of what is and isn't attractive, then we automatically lack value. I mean, how many times have you heard someone say that women just don't like bald guys? Despite the countless examples of bald guys out there who are dating the finest, sexiest women you have ever laid eyes on. Another example. How many times have you heard that a so-called ugly person, by society's definition of ugly, will not have a sex life? Man, watch any chat show, any reality show, any Jerry Springer, Jeremy Kyle-esque type of show. You will see some pretty diverse looking people on those shows who society would deem as ugly with a trolley full of babies. Do the math, somebody's f***ing. You suffering with hair loss is not the end of your sex life. Nor does it mean you will no longer be attractive. Hair is one piece of a broad puzzle, and the fact is, you're a unique individual. There will never be another you. So hair or no hair, it's on you to put in the work and discover what is attractive about you, and not just on a physical surface. Because when things hit the fan and you find yourself in a relationship with the woman you always wanted, ask yourself, do you think she'd rather be with a man who can run a household, no basic life skills, help her around the house? Or do you honestly think in your mind that she's gonna sit there thinking, you know what, I wouldn't mind doing everything around the house and being this guy's slave if only he had a nice head of hair for me to look at? I mean, the nerve, balding piece of sh. Look, I'm ranting, so let's get to the point. Like I said, negative people, they will always find something to complain about. So one of the many things that I hear from guys who are balding is that they're scared to be bold because not only are they balding, but they're also short. And I understand. Society have painted that picture. Society will paint that image that it's bad enough to be bald, but if you're bald and short, my oh my, you are royally Have you ever seen the memes about short guys? The type where the girl will literally get with a scumbag just because he's 6'5", not caring about the other shitty qualities he has because he has this one superficial good quality? It does happen. But do you really want to be hooking up with girls who are so low in value that they'd be willing to toss every other aspect of that individual aside just because he has hair or height on his side? Is that really the kind of woman you want? God forbid that guy with a perfect hairline started losing his hair mid-relationship. Anyway, looking at the stats for the UK where I'm from, the average male height is 5 feet 9 inches. And here's another fact for you, because I always like to back what I'm saying. I'm 5'8". 5'8". I mean, 5'9" in shoes. Maybe if I got boots on, I can touch 5'10". I'm short! Statistically speaking, I am short. Not just short, but a short bald guy. I should be doomed. But am I? No. Why? Because just like with balding, I am not going to be a puppet of what society would deem to be attractive or not attractive. And if anything, having that mentality that you are doomed just because you're losing your hair or the fact that you're under 6 feet, that is the real doom here. When you become a prisoner to your own crazy ideas that have been influenced by a superficial society. You know, there are many great examples of bald and short guys out there who have defied the odds, but I'm not going to touch on that in this video. In fact, Harry from Bald Cafe made a great video on that topic, basically debunking the idea that there are no successful bald and short guys out there, and I would definitely recommend checking that out. But I just want to give you guys a personal perspective from someone who is statistically deemed as a bald and short guy. I can tell you this right now, my life has not been affected by my hair nor my height, and I can already see the comments I'm gonna get now.
Ricky, it's easy for you to say that. You got a good head shape. Yeah, you're bald and short, but unlike me, you can grow a nice beard.
Etc, etc. Do you see the pattern here? It doesn't matter what good traits you have. If you have a negative mentality or choose to listen to the stereotypes, then you will always find something wrong with you. And that's when you become blind to the things that in reality are probably really great about you. I made a video previously where I spoke about how hair loss impacted me, and to sum it up, it only impacted me in a positive way. Letting go of that receding hairline paved the way for me to find other things about myself that I can appreciate. And on top of that, my job, my love life, every aspect about my life, it only improved. And that's not even counting the fact that I'm 5'8". 5'8 and a quarter. Hey, the quarter matters. If you want to discuss my height, then going back even before hair loss, the thing I always practiced when it came to my height was to simply not give a shit. Let me give you an example. I remember when I was about 21. Still had hair, but keep in mind, 5'8". I approached a girl in a nightclub. You know, I got a couple drinks in me, I'm feeling less shy than usual, so I strike up a conversation. She responds well, I ask if she wants to dance. She obliges, and then she stands up. This girl is at least 6'1". Now right here, I don't know if it was a test from her to see how ballsy I am, but I think she purposely remained seated and only stood up at the last minute because she wanted to see what reaction I have. Now if in that moment I curled up in a ball and thought, oh my god, I'm only 5'8", I can't dance with her, then sure as hell, I would have been in an embarrassing situation. Instead, I smiled, I embraced the challenge, I took her hand, and I went off to dance with her. I treated it like it was no big deal, and I definitely got a few looks, but I said, you know what? I'm having a good time, she's having a good time. My height clearly isn't a big deal to her because most likely, I didn't make it a big deal. You never know, that girl might have been approached by 5 other guys that night who all got intimidated at her height. And this is what I'm saying, it is really all on how you perceive yourself. You gotta look at yourself like you are the shit. It doesn't mean you're arrogant or full of yourself, but man, no one is gonna be a better cheerleader, a better hype man for you than you. Another present example I can give you is that my fiance isn't short. Again, according to the UK stats, the average height for a woman is 5'3". My fiance is just under 5'6", so technically, you could consider her a tall or above average height woman. And I can say with honesty that it has never been an issue that we're so close in height. In fact, I always have a laugh with her when she wears high heels because she always ends up about the same height as me. But I have fun with it. I always say, good. Now we're perfect kissing height. As well as that, knowing my fiance like I do, I think if I didn't have this positive mindset towards things like hair loss and height, if I was a guy who just put himself down all the time, I'm very sure that she would leave me for that more than anything, because there's only so much you can encourage your other half before they think, you know what, they're never gonna listen or change. If you're a guy in a relationship who is always complaining, always putting himself down despite the positive encouragement you get from your partner, and then your partner leaves you, don't blame them, blame yourself for not listening to the encouragement while you had it. Guys, I really hate being harsh like this, but man, sometimes I just gotta snap you guys back into reality and remind you that you are so much more than your hair loss or your height. Again, look around the world. Walk through your local town and you will see all sorts of people. Bald people, short people. Like I said, somebody's for all these bald and short people to exist. Which means, chances are, your genetics are not that undervalued that a woman won't want to carry your seed one day. Bruh, this ain't the caveman era. Look, I really hope the humor, the ranting, the examples, and the reality of what I've brought up today is able to help you. I just hope that with this video, I can wake up at least one person to the reality that they are worthy of all the good things that life has to offer. You are worthy of happiness, you are worthy of good memories, and you are worthy of love. But in order to achieve all that, the first step is always going to be to look in that mirror and remind yourself that you are valuable. Don't allow this superficial society to blind you to that fact. And if you really are in a place right now where you can't see anything good about you, then fake it till you make it. Sit down and write even just one thing that you like about yourself, and what you're gonna do? Repeat it to yourself on a daily basis. Eventually that positive reinforcement will kick in and your mind will begin to erase the old stuff that you convinced yourself to believe. And that'll pave the way for you to believe in the positive. And if you still need help and you cannot think of a positive point, just stand in the mirror one day and do this. I'm bold, and I'm short, and I'm hot. I'm bald, and I'm short, and I'm hot. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified of all the latest content, all that good jazz, and I'll see you guys soon. Much love, people. Take care.